Good morning, Emerson. President-elect Donald Trump will be stepping away entirely from his companies in order to focus on the presidency.
The leader of the Cuban Communist Revolution, Fidel Castro, has passed away at the age of 90.
All that and more today, Thursday, December 1st. I'm Sean Stackhouse.
And I'm Claire Gomes. Today, fashion correspondent Juliana Bruno will be showing us how to go from day to night.
It's going to be exciting, and later we'll be joined by Jacqueline Dentino and Elizabeth Kamla of Emerson Stage, and they're going to be talking about their program. But now for this morning's headline story. Donald Trump will be stepping away entirely from his business in order to focus on the presidency. The president-elect tweeted yesterday saying, quote, "Legal documents are being crafted which make me completely out of business operations. The presidency is a far more important task," end quote. Trump had previously said that he would not need to separate himself from the company. However, now he wants to avoid any conflict of interest. But Trump is facing criticism from ethics experts. They are saying putting his children in charge of his business would not be enough to avoid any bias. Ivanka Trump has already joined the next president in a number of meetings with political officials. There are no conflict of interest laws that apply to the president, but Trump will be bound by bribery laws and disclosure requirements. Claire, do you think that separating himself from his business is going to be a smart move for the president-elect?
I think it'll definitely make him seem more like a politician and veering away from the businessman persona he's kind of identified as for so long. So I think it's probably a step in the right direction as on his journey to the White House.
All right, well, this week, Ohio State University was put on lockdown with an active shooter warning. For more on the story, we go to news correspondent Moses Small.
Thanks, John and Claire. Here's what's in the news this morning. Starting off, a national story. ISIS recently claimed responsibility for Monday's attack on Ohio State University. 11 people were injured when a student identified as Abdul Artan drove a car into a crowd of people and rushed into the crowd with a knife. He was later shot by the police. The FBI says that Artan could have been inspired by Islamic State propaganda. Police are investigating Artan's social media, and so far there's no evidence that anyone else was involved in the attack, but the Islamic State claims that it has a connection. Fidel Castro, the leader of Cuba's communist revolution, passed away at age 90 last Friday. He was Cuba's dictator for nearly 50 years, during which time the two countries came close to nuclear war. Relations started to warm up in President Obama's terms. Obama chose not to send a formal delegation to the funeral, but will be sending a diplomat instead. Ongoing relations between the U.S. and Cuba are uncertain as Donald Trump takes office, but the Obama administration called this move a commitment to a future-oriented relationship. After weeks of protests with over 1 million people involved, President Park Geun-hye of South Korea plans to step down. She's accused by demonstrators of extorting money from South Korean businesses. In a statement on Tuesday, she announced her coming resignation and said that she's giving up everything. Some have called this a move simply to avoid being impeached. Her full term would have ended in February of 2018, but as of now, she hasn't announced a date for her resignation and wants to leave that to state officials. President Hye has been accused, but has not admitted to any crimes. Shifting gears back to the East Coast, Boston police might put a controversial plan in place to monitor social media. The Boston PD recently talked about unrolling a new $1.4 million software program to scan websites like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for crime. Some civil liberty groups say this could be an invasion of privacy, and City Council wants to question the police on the specifics of their plan. A hearing will take place this Monday. Some council members have asked how and which accounts will be targeted. Boston police said they aren't going after ordinary people and that they won't violate privacy. More information will come out early next week. That's it for the news this morning. Sean and Claire, back to you at the desk.
Moses, do you think that if this is put in place, there would be backlash from the Boston community?
I think there will be backlash. This is before the program has even been implemented, and we're already hearing so much about it.
All right, thank you so much.
And now for today's weather report. Yesterday's rain is going to finally taper off and lead to a cloudy day with a high of 55. Tonight isn't going to be too cold with the low near 38. We're going to finally see some sunshine tomorrow with a high around 50 and a low of 36 later in the evening. It's going to be a little cooler over this weekend with highs for Saturday and Sunday sitting around the low 40s, but not too bad for the first weekend of December. Sean, we got so much rain yesterday. Were you disappointed at all that it wasn't snow?
You know, I actually was not disappointed. When I was home over Thanksgiving break in New Hampshire, there's actually snow at my house. So I think that I'm all set with having snow in Boston, at least for the next few weeks.
I think so too. We have to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I'll be joined by Jacqueline Dentino and Elizabeth Kamal from Emerson Stage.
And on the roundtable today, we'll be discussing Boston police possibly using technology to monitor social media. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. I'm joined today by Jacqueline Dentino and Elizabeth Kamala from Emerson Stage. Hi guys, thanks for being here.
Thanks
so
for having us.
just tell us what you guys do with Emerson Stage, what your involvement is with the company.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm an office assistant for Emerson Stage, and I'm also a stage management major.
Nice. And Jacqueline?
I'm Jacqueline. I work full-time as the assistant to the general manager for Emerson Stage.
Nice. So what is Emerson Stage exactly?
Emerson Stage is the producing theater for the Performing Arts Department within Emerson College. So we provide all of our performing arts majors with pre-professional opportunities before they leave us and go out to the real world. So that means all of our productions are mostly done by students, overseen by full-time staff and faculty. And that means our actors, costume designers, sound, lighting, stage management. It's all student work for the most part.
Yeah, I know. As an acting major, I've been in a couple Stage shows myself, and I know something I really admire about the company is the level of professionalism they uphold. Elizabeth, as a performing arts major, can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So with Emerson Stage, all the actors, it gives them an opportunity to work with professional directors, and we also, all of the designers get to design the shows themselves, and they have advisors who are like the teachers, but it's really them doing the work. So it's like working with a company and communicating between all the different departments as a stage manager. It's a really good experience to work with everyone.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I've loved my experiences with Emerson Stage so far. Hopefully there'll be more. But tell us a little bit about this season, about the shows we have coming up.
Yeah. So we're starting, actually our last show of the semester is Mrs. Warren's Profession, and that opens a week from today on Thursday, December 8th. Elizabeth, as the assistant company manager, do you want to talk about the show a little?
So it's a show that takes place in Victorian England. It was written in 1893 by George Bernard Shaw, and Rebecca Bradshaw is the director for this show. So it's actually really relevant to today as well. It's about a woman trying to find her place in society, and it was like risque for the time, but it's also really relevant after this election.
I think so too. I'm really excited to see it. When does it go up?
It opens December 8th, which seems far, but it is not. It's a week from today, and it will run that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's the 8th through the 11th, and tickets are still available, definitely. So I would encourage everyone to go see it.
And how can students purchase tickets? Can anyone purchase tickets?
Yeah, the shows are open to the public. They're a little bit cheaper for Emerson community, but they're very reasonable prices for everyone. You can buy tickets in person at any Arts Emerson box office, online at aestages.org, or you can call 617-824-8000.
Yes, and I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but what is it like to be a student working on an Emerson Stage show? I know, Elizabeth, you might be able to talk to this point a little bit more.
Sure.
How has it been so far?
It's been really great. I did Richard III last year. Last year I was a freshman, so I was the production assistant on that show. And I'm looking forward to doing the new play workshop this year, and I'm going to be the assistant stage manager on Fresh. So it's really great because you're working with like students from like all the different grades, so you learn from the students above you as well as your mentors and like the faculty. But it's really cool having that experience working with a theater company in school where you still have the safety of you can still like ask questions because you're a student, but you're also getting that experience.
Nice. And Jacqueline, can you kind of speak to the point of Emerson Stage is a professional company, but we're also a workshopping company. We workshop new plays, stuff like that. How has that experience been for you?
It's really been a very diverse and very busy experience, which I like. I think no play that we do is the same, even though it's a very cyclical operation since we do 9 shows throughout the academic year, but every show is so different and every director is so different, and our musicals are a completely different beast from our straight plays, and then we have the young audience shows, which are a little bit different. So everything that I deal with, whether that's getting people paid or whether that's marketing or communications or getting the program ready, everything's a little bit different, and that's actually very exciting for me. Mm-hmm. And it's really great to see the plays go from just being a concept and an idea to being a full-fledged production.
Nice. Well, I know I'm super proud of Emerson Stage and being an Emerson student involved in the shows. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We now take it to Augie Vandeveer with all of our sports updates.
Thanks, y'all. Here's what's happening in the world of sports. Some tragic news out of Brazil. A plane crash has killed 71 with only 6 survivors. The plane was carrying the entirety of the Brazilian team Chapecoense. Only 3 team members, 2 crew, and 1 journalist were among the survivors. Amanda Rochelle, wife of one of the surviving team members, posted on Instagram that her husband is in stable condition, adding, "We are praying for everyone who has not yet been rescued and for their families. Only God can give us strength." The crash has been said to have been caused by a lack of fuel, with the pilot reporting no fuel before the crash. The team had taken on an underdog reputation, outperforming expectations the last several years, culminating in a Copa Sudamerica final appearance. Brazilian soccer great Pelé lent his condolences to the family on Twitter, saying, "The Brazilian football family is in mourning. This is a tragedy. I send my condolences to the families of the deceased. Rest in peace." Russell Westbrook, left to his own devices, has been predictably dominating the NBA. After Monday night's game against the Knicks, where he pulled down a ridiculous 18 rebounds, Russell Westbrook is now averaging a triple-double stat line per game. That is only slightly precedented. Westbrook is the only player since Oscar Robertson to average this stat line, and Robertson was playing in the 60s. And this is all while Westbrook is second in points per game, more than Lillard, Harden, and Cousins, and second in assists per game, more than Chris Paul, John Wall, and LeBron. And he is also averaging a career-high 5.5 turnovers a game, but his effective field goal percentage is still above his career average. And beyond the numbers, Westbrook has just been nasty this year. Bringing his level of energy, bearing such a huge role in minutes load, is astounding. And his flair for the dramatic, emphatic highlight play has not been lost in the shuffle. Throwing down a late-game poster dunk over Capella instead of waiting for the foul to send him to the free throw line was just nasty. Only concern now is stamina. Can Westbrook maintain this level over 82 games as opposed to 19 remains to be seen. But hopefully this candle burning at like 8 different ends can only burn twice as fast. The Brooklyn Nets, consensus bottom 5 team in the league, took the second seed in the West to double OT on Monday night. Let's look at the highlights. First, we'll show the shot by CP3 to send it into overtime. Corner pocket shot off the assist by J.J. Redick. And then here's the shot by Jamal Crawford to send it into double OT. But the story of the game is Sean Kilpatrick scoring a career-high 38 points while grabbing a career-high 14 rebounds. And as you can see, is scoring in all types of ways. This is during his 21-point fourth quarter. It's an amazing story. He was in and out of the D-League last year, just surviving off 10 days. And here he is just embarrassing one of the best defenses in the league. And he just abuses DeAndre Jordan multiple times. This crossover is, oh my goodness, ridiculous. Sean Kilpatrick, excellent fantasy pickup. Former Baylor University athletic director Ian McCaw has been hired by Liberty University to head their athletics department. McCaw earlier this year resigned from Baylor after being suspended for his role in the department's complete failure to adequately respond to sexual assault reports. Despite that, Liberty has brought on McCaw because, quote, "You look at what Baylor was able to do during his tenure, it fits perfectly with where we see our sports program going. This is an exciting time for us." That was from Jerry Falwell Jr., who President-elect Donald Trump had offered the position of Secretary of Education. McCaw, in a press release, stated that he wants to make the program, quote, "garner the same type of appeal among the Christian community as Notre Dame achieves among the Catholic community and BYU garners from the Mormons." No press release so far has featured any regret or promise of change from McCaw on how he plans to deal with sexual assault accusations in the future, so there's no reason to expect any changes. The program should be closely monitored for the safety of athlete and student alike, and the hirings of such disgraced ex-directors should be admonished and prevented in the future. And that's all there is from sports. Back to y'all, Sean and Claire.
All right, thanks, Augie. We now go to our cooking correspondent. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, I'm Charlie Sermain, your cooking reporter, and tonight I'm here to try to find the best holiday drinks around Boston. With finals and the holiday season coming up, everyone needs a fresh cup of coffee to get some work done. Tonight I'll be traveling to Starbucks, the Thinking Cup, and Cafe Nero to try to find the best holiday drinks around the Emerson campus. Let's get started! All right, so the first drink I'm gonna try is the honey cinnamon latte from the Thinking Cup. And though it isn't your typical holiday drink, it has that warm cinnamon smell, so let's try it out. Wow, I can really taste the honey coming through here. Definitely makes me want to curl up with a really good book. I can't taste the cinnamon as much as I can taste the honey, but I think that this is a delicious holiday drink. next we have our Starbucks drinks. Starbucks is notorious for their holiday drinks as they come out in a very anticipated season. So I got the eggnog latte hot and then an iced gingerbread latte. So kind of two different drinks, one being hot, one being iced, and though it is kind of cold outside, I always love a good iced drink in the winter. So we're gonna try the gingerbread latte first. Very sweet. Tastes just like a gingerbread cookie. You know, I think this one is my favorite so far. And then next we have our hot eggnog latte. This one is good. It has more of a fruity taste than an eggnog taste, which is not what I thought, but it's definitely pretty good. Okay, and now we have Cafe Nero. So I got a spiced eggnog latte, and then I got a peppermint hot chocolate. Both are hot drinks and delicious. And for this peppermint hot chocolate, they put on their homemade whipped cream with crushed candy canes on there. Does it get any better? The answer is no. Let's try it out. Perfect. Oh my gosh, it has a perfect balance of peppermint and hot chocolate, and then you have that crunch of the candy canes on top. So delicious. And then we have our spiced eggnog latte, which I've never tried from Cafe Nero before. It has some beautiful kind of eggnog on top, a little bit of sugar. Let's try it out. Wow, definitely different from the Starbucks eggnog latte. It's not as sweet, which I like. Kind of has a little bit more of a bitter taste, your traditional latte taste, but also very delicious. So Cafe Nero is definitely the place to beat for holiday drinks.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I have to say my favorite holiday drink around Boston is the peppermint hot chocolate from Cafe Nero. We're standing right here, so close to the Emerson campus, right across from the Paramount dorms. A quick trip to Cafe Nero before class or before a great study sesh is the way to go. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy holidays.
The Boston Police Department has been in talks about unrolling a new multi-million-dollar software program.
The technology would be used to check different social media platforms to monitor possible crimes and potential threats to public safety. So for the roundtable today, we'll be discussing if this is an appropriate measure for BPD to take. Moses, we'll start with you. You reported on this earlier. Do you think that this is something that Boston Police can actually do?
I think it is definitely a possibility. I know that they have faced a lot of backlash already from civil liberties unions because they haven't really bounced the idea off the public. So I think if it does happen, it'll be off to a very rocky start, at least in the first few years of it.
Ruby, what do you expect this response from the public to be like? Do you think people would be backlashing against their social media being monitored?
I think, yeah, people aren't going to like that they have this invasion of privacy, but I also think that I don't really see what they feel they're going to find, because I think anything that could be useful to them is perhaps going to be in private messages. Is that something they're going to have access to? That's another step people aren't going to like. I don't think people are generally posting criminal behavior on things that they know is accessible to anyone. So.
And I think that one of the issues with this is it's not really known what they're going to be monitoring and how it will actually be happening. So until that comes out, I can see there being a lot of frustration, whether it's going to be throughout messages or if it's just going to be showing their Facebook timeline. Now, as somebody that really doesn't post a lot on social media, this isn't something that I necessarily am too afraid of. Are either of you active social media users?
I definitely am, but I think, yeah, they can take a look at mine. It's fine. I guess it would seem suspicious that people don't like this, but I guess in general it is just an invasion of privacy. But I feel that they may not even need this software to take a look at everyone's social media. I think things are pretty open these days. Everyone knows you can't really hide anything. So I think it will be interesting to see what this software actually entails and how far they can actually go into people's profiles.
And I'm certainly not an active social media user at all, but it is a little bit frightening to think that anything I post could be viewed by police when there's not really a need for that.
Ruby has a good point. What is the technology going to do in terms of siphoning through messages, looking at pictures, posts? Because if a person's profile is public, then couldn't the police just look at it anyway?
Yeah.
Sean, any thoughts on that?
It's interesting where it seems like they could actually just view it anyways. I know that I have a public Twitter, a public Facebook. If they wanted to look at it, they could, and I can see how that has people upset because before this, they could have been doing it anyways, but it's just that we were unknown of what the software was.
I agree. Moses, are you nervous at all? Do you think the police are going to be on your Facebook at all?
I don't think they wouldn't find very much there on my Facebook. I'm thinking about other cities, and it just hasn't been exactly the same. So it's unclear what can happen.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, Ruby Vishnik will be in studio with entertainment news.
And Juliana Bruno will be here to show us how to turn a daytime or work outfit into a nighttime or going out outfit. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
Ruby Vishnik is here in studio with all things entertainment.
Thanks, Sean and Claire. Here's the update on the entertainment world. The last 4 words of the Gilmore Girls finale are being met with mixed reviews. The Gilmore Girls reboot was awaited with much anticipation, but even though it's now over, it seems like there's still more to come. People either loved or hated the last 4 words. Some are even saying that they predicted it from the start. In 2006, the creator of the show, Amy Sherman Palladillo, gave an interview to TV Guide where she confirmed that she already knew the last 4 words of the show. However, back in 2006, fans assumed that they would never hear them. Over the past decade, as more viewers discovered the show through Netflix and reruns, the final 4 words have received an almost near mythical status. And now that they're finally out. So, what do you think? Did you love them or hate them? Tweet us your thoughts at GM Emerson. Netflix has officially announced that you no longer need internet to watch your favorite shows and movies. The streaming service revealed its new download feature, which allows its users to watch their shows and movies whenever and wherever they want, without internet. The download feature for online watching is currently available today for Netflix shows Orange is the New Black, Narcos, and The Crown, with more internet-free binging to come. All you need to do is update your app and the latest version will show a download button right beside the play button. It's official, Liam Payne and Cheryl Cole are expecting a baby. It will be the first child for both of them. The couple originally crossed paths when Payne auditioned for The X Factor and was then eventually placed with the other boys of One Direction. Cole's divorce was only finalized last month, so her relationship with Payne has been extremely secretive over the past year. Now she has officially been divorced, perhaps they will be more open. Payne will be the second member of One Direction to have a baby following the birth of Louis Tomlinson's baby in January. Miley Cyrus and her fairy godmother Dolly Parton appeared together on Tuesday night's episode of The Voice. They were joined by the a cappella group Pentatonix and delivered a stunning rendition of Parton's hit Jolene. Let's take a look.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Your beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of auburn hair, ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
The Pentatonix performed Jolene with Parton earlier this year, giving it a hauntingly beautiful update. Cyrus has also performed the hit at one of her backyard sessions. That's it for entertainment this week. I'm Ruby Vishnik. Now back to Sean and Claire at the demo table.
Thanks, Ruby. Joining us now is fashion reporter Juliana Bruno. Juliana, thanks for coming in. What are you showing us today?
Hi, Sean and Claire. So today I'm going to be showing you how to turn a daytime work outfit into a going out outfit. Sometimes you don't necessarily have time to change your whole look before you go out to dinner with friends or just a night out for fun. So I'm just going to show you how to take what you're wearing right now and spice it up a little bit.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm excited. I know this will be really useful for people who live off campus, don't have time to go back home and change.
Yeah, totally. So I'm just going to demonstrate how to do it with what I have on right now. So if I had this black dress on for work with a blazer, I would just switch it up by adding a leather jacket, which is a lot more casual, and I can take it off when I get there, but for work, a blazer is more appropriate. I wouldn't wear this on a night out necessarily. So next would be to add jewelry. So these rings, bracelets, and necklaces, all from Primark, right down the street in our backyard. And sometimes you don't have time to put it on in the morning, but it's something really quick to throw on, maybe throw them in your purse if you're running late or whatever. Up next are the shoes. So I like to wear flats at work, but these are some metallic shoes. They're Material Girl from Macy's, bought on sale. Yep, so.
I like these.
Sean, I think you could rock them.
I think I could too. They may be a little small, but maybe I could get my own actual version.
Yeah, totally. Right at Macy's, also in Downtown Crossing. So those are some fun shoes to spice up a black dress. And then finally, I have here a palette from Smashbox from Sephora. You can look inside if you want. It's got right inside blush for your face and eye makeup. So it's all right in one. Another thing that you can just kind of throw in your bag and take with you.
You know the way to my heart, Juliana.
And this seems really convenient because none of these are really excessively large items that you could really just have like a to-go bag.
Yeah.
Something that you keep with you, you could always keep in your backpack, just in case you're not gonna have time to make it back. I know personally I live on campus, so I don't really have to worry, but Claire, you live off campus. You could really start doing some of this.
I know. Sometimes it's really annoying to have some plans last minute and not have anything together. You have to text people who live on campus and find a dress to wear, find something. So having a little bag like this would be a really awesome idea.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a great way, just wear something simple during the day. And it's also a great way in the morning to just, not have to do as much. Just like, I'll take care of it later. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is just one way that you can do this, but there's lots of other ways you can go about it. You can, if you have an outfit on with pants, change your pants to something more casual like jeans. So there's lots of different ways you can.
Awesome.
Awesome, yeah, this was really helpful. I know that I probably wouldn't wear the leather jacket, but still,
Definitely
it's the thought that counts. That's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you here again on Tuesday.